Please join me in welcoming director David Yarovesky. And we also have our star, Bill Skarsgård. Yeah. David, you're getting my first question here. So,
Okay.
I love your filmography. Obviously, you always have a foot in the genre space, but all of your movies, The Hive, Nightbooks, Brightburn, now this, they are all wildly different. So it was making me wonder, when this script came your way, what was it about it that made you think to yourself, like, I think a two-hander contained thriller is what I need in my career next?
Okay, if I'm being totally honest, and I guess I will be for all of you, I read it. Sam sent it to me. I just made a movie with Nightbooks. I was a huge fan of Sam, and I was like, okay, I want to work with Sam. I read it, and I was scared of it because I hadn't done something like this before, and I couldn't. It took me a minute to find it. Like, I got to the page where he's playing the music and torturing him, and I went, okay, I'm definitely making this movie. But it took me a minute to like find it, you know, like find my take on it, like how, like why me? Like why am I directing this movie? Why isn't someone else directing this movie? Like what is the message I want, or like what's my angle? And it did take me a minute to sort of wrap my brain around it, and I just I clicked in on it, and then I just went, that's where I'm going.
As an actor's director that you appreciated and think makes you stand out.
I don't know. Yeah, here we go.
I do a lot of line reading for me, yeah. No, I mean, David's a fucking treat to work with. And I had a similar thing when I read the script. I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, I don't know. There was something very unique about it. I've never done this. Like, I'm like, it's just gonna be no other actors, just me in a car. This sounds amazing. And then I just miss all of my other actors so much. Like, really, it was such a unique thing of doing essentially a whole movie without co-stars. You know, yes, we had the voice of Anthony Hopkins at times pre-recorded. Also our wonderful first AD reading a lot of the lines. So, you know, Dave and I met with David and just we really just hit it off, and I'm like, oh man, like I just, you know, and they were just like, it's just gonna be you, me, and a car, buddy. and that's what it was. Like that was the experience. Like I think that we really sort of leaned on each other, like in a massive way, because it's a very performance-driven movie, and it's like, okay, so, you know, 10 different colors of torture, and like, or whatever, but like, you know, it's like, well, how should we play this? Like, what, have we used this corner of the car? What about, can we try that corner?
It's a great scene, look at that backdrop.
Ooh, yeah. But there was, yeah, it was tough. It was at times torturous for me, for real. But I just could not have done it without David. It was, I think our partnership was yeah.
I feel the same, you know.
All right.
Yes, for both of you, can you single out the most joyful moment you had on set making Locked?
Oh, I want this one. Because it was joyful. It was just, you could just see, we shot it in 19 days, okay? So it felt like there was a bomb strapped to my chest, you know? If like, it was a joy to work with you. It was a joy to make this movie. It was a joy to see it come together, but it was terrifying. I mean, you know, this is an independent film, you know? And Bill, he's here, and Anthony Hopkins is in the movie, and Sam Raimi, and you look at it and you go, oh, it looks like a big movie. It's like on a big screen. But it was a tiny little movie, and I'm not kidding you when I say that we all put like blood, sweat, and tears in it, and the joy was, I think for me, was believing in what we were making and going, all right, it's gonna hurt, but we're gonna make it, and I believe in it, you know? And I don't know, if that sounds exciting to you, you'll probably be a filmmaker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like, like it wasn't joyous for me. Like it. I don't think it was, like, I'm not kidding, parts of it was torture, like, I don't know, like, you know, and it's just like every take is just like agony, take, and I was like, it was exhausting at times. But I'd say, like, I mean, working with Anthony Hopkins was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was really fucking cool, and intimidating, and the whole thing. I mean, I remember the first time I was there, and, you know, he wasn't, before we started to shoot, and I was like, okay, are we gonna have like, I mean, the whole movie is the conversation between these two guys, and like, when does he come in? Are we gonna have like rehearsals? And and there was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. He's gonna call in every time we do the takes, and he's gonna be there, and that ended up not being the case. But I remember, I mean, this is getting a bit long of an answer, but like, we rehearsed in a car, like a normal car. I was like, yeah, and Anthony's not in Vancouver yet, and he's gonna call in, and we're gonna like go through the movie in you know, a rental car that, that I guess you drove or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, okay, and there's so much, and the connection was bad, and he couldn't really hear, and I'm sitting there going like, this is the whole movie is this, and he just kept ad-libbing, I remember, and I'm like, oh, you know, like, oh, I have so much time, like, he's not, like, Dave's not saying that, like, my lines, so it's like very, very bizarre. But then he showed up, and he had, you know, he had so, I mean, he loved this character, and he had so many ideas, and a very sort of William perspective that wasn't, part of it was in the script, but a lot of it he came with, you know. Yeah. And then the scenes that we did, the kind of back and forth, maniacal laughing blood, like the just insanity of that, of these like, you know, when Anthony went, it's like, just two crazies in a car, man. Two crazies.